averaging 15 and a half, Wilson 6.8, and Kelly 8.1. Jones at 6'3", Wilson at 5'10", and Kelly at 6 feet. George Wilson, a 6'1 senior, and Jarek Carruthers complete the starting lineup. Carruthers is a 6'4 junior. George Wilson averages 14.5 per game. He's also the top rebounder for the Tornado at 9.3. And Jarek Carruthers averages 10.2 per game and 5 rebounds per contest. For Pleasure Ridge Park, Kevin Paschel, who averages 14.9, and Mike Griffith, who averages 18.5, are the guards. Both are seniors. Paschel 5'11", and Griffith 6 feet. Dwayne King, a 6'4 senior, and Jeremy McBroom, a 6'1 junior, are the forwards. King at averaging 15 a game, and McBroom 4.8. Blake Downing is 6'4 and a junior. He averages 8 points and 7 rebounds per game for the Panthers. He completes the starting five. And the top rebounder for PRP is King, by the way, with 8.6. Curtis, we had a terrific first game, and this one here could be just as good, don't you think?
I believe it's going to be a great game. And as you mentioned, both teams super quick. Both of them like up-tempo basketball. Both teams appeared to me after watching them on yesterday that they have plenty of depth to play that way. So I think we're in for another great, exciting basketball game.
What about having played a game here, gotten used to the building, the crowd? Do you come out sometimes and play a whole lot better this next time around?
I think that's true for most teams. Not always.
Now, your Warren Central team, no, right? Out after the quarterfinals?
Well, after the quarterfinals, right. But one Warren Central team I brought back the very first time we were able to come, Doug. It was amazing how well we played, and I had so many coaches comment on that opening session the year in '82 when we beat Fort Thomas Highlands the first game out of the chute. In fact, Ben Matlock in that game didn't miss a shot. I remember that particularly. And so you never know for sure how they're going to react. Sometimes the nerves take over. They don't play well. Sometimes they totally surprise you. But I expect today that both these teams will give a great effort, plus play good basketball.
Well, we'll see what happens. Pleasure Ridge Park in the red trim with black. Tillman in the white trim with blue. It's like a Kentucky-Louisville game here.
That's right.
I wonder who the crowd will be for at this point. The Tornado coming out. They shake hands with the officials, who are Jerry Hurley and John Drake. John is from Danville, and Jerry from Williamson, West Virginia. And Dwayne King will stand in there to jump for Pleasure Ridge Park, and he'll go up against Jarek Carruthers of Tillman. And here is the toss, and the tap is controlled by Downing. He tries to slam it in off the leg of Jones, but it goes to King. Dwayne's short jumper, good, right on the...
That was a nice pull-up by King there when, he was trying to take the basket strong. Tillman got back. He pulled up and knocked it in.
So King gets PRP on the board first, 2-0, and now Tillman has the pass knocked out of bounds into the offensive end. And the Tornado trying to get things even here. Chauncey Kelly inbounds to Chris Wilson. Wilson being guarded by Paschel. Wilson long range, right side to Jones. Jones looking. Out front he goes with it to Carruthers. Pass down low off the hands of George Wilson and stolen away by Mike Griffith. Up he goes to Blake Downing. Blake jump shot left side of the lane. Good. Downing knocks it in. So it's 4-0 Pleasure Ridge Park. Chris Wilson starting up to Carruthers. Jarek over the time stripe here on the near side. He's double teamed, and the pass comes ahead. Right side, they give it up now to Chris Wilson. Goes inside and scores.
I tell you, Doug, I was really impressed with Wilson the other day. I thought when they needed someone to take the ball in the hole, come up with a big play, he seemed to be the guy that did it on a consistent basis for Tillman.
Long jumper left side by Downing is no good. Rebound underneath by Griffith, had it knocked away, and Chris Wilson comes up with it. Chris scored 17 points in that victory over Fleming County. And he's got the basketball out here now, guarded by Mike Griffith. To Jones in the left corner, watched by Paschel. Brett Jones faking, now drives left of the lane, and it's stripped away. King up with a loose ball. Dwayne on the right side to a driving Paschel. Missed the shot, gets his own rebound and scores. 6-0, Pleasure Ridge Park. 6:20 to play, first quarter. The Tornado is in a little bit of difficulty here at the outset. George Wilson, front court right side. Ball knocked away from him. Blake Downing up with a loose ball. Blake runs it down the left side, gives to Griffith, moves inside. Left-handed underhand scoop is no good. War for the rebound, won by Jarek Carruthers. Clears it out quickly to Chauncey Kelly. Kelly bounce pass right side to Chris Wilson. He fires a three. Air ball, fought by Downing. Long outlet pass. It'll come down to King and then knocked out of bounds by Chris Wilson. Wayne was trying to wait for it to come to him,
and Wilson did a great job hustling back. He took the shot on the deep baseline and was the first defender back for Tillman and knocked the ball out of bounds.
22nd timeout being called for here by Tillman. With 5:50 remaining in the first quarter, they're down 6-0. Got a final in overtime. Charlotte defeated Rhode Island 81-70. Utah was the winner, 80-58 over Arkansas State. Cincinnati beat George Mason 72-48 in the NCAA tournament. A foul off the inbound pass play as Jarek Carruthers picks up the personal. His first. Mike Griffith coming back in, replacing Downing. Stevie Gaines is in for Pleasure Ridge Park. Also in is Matt Morris for the Panthers. They like to substitute and get some people into the game early, get them a feel for the action. Use that depth to their advantage.
You mentioned that overtime win. I'll tell you a quick story here, Doug. One night we beat a rival in overtime by 10. One of my fans after the game got into it with one of the other fans, and he says, well, it took you overtime to beat us. And he says, be thankful we didn't go double overtime. We'd have beat you 20.
We go the other way. Paducah Tillman off the missed shot by PRP. Chris Wilson, left side to Brett Jones. Jones moves inside the three-point line, down in the left corner to Carruthers. Clears it out front now to Wilson. Chris Wilson being watched by Griffith. Chris works to the right side at long range. Picks up the dribble now, out front to Jones, watched by McBroom. Jones fakes the three, doesn't shoot, and out now to Chris Wilson. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter, 6-2 PRP. Chris Wilson penetrates, right side to Jarek Carruthers. Ball knocked away, loose on the floor. Still loose, they scramble for it. Jones comes up with it, foul line jumper, it's there.
That was great hustle on both teams' part there, getting on the floor, trying to come up with a loose ball.
Morris short hops the pass in front court, now drives into the lane. Nice pass down low to Downing, and he scores. Downing with 4, 8-4 PRP. Long lead pass front court, knocked away by McBroom, and it'll belong to Tillman.
I was really impressed with Downing in their game yesterday, and I think he's one of these guys you hear so much about the big three for PRP, but Downing's a load himself. He does a lot of nice things.
Pretty versatile. He's one of those, if you saw him walking down the hall, I don't know if you'd pick him out as a player, but he does really well at a lot of things. Ball handling and rebounding, defense, that sort of thing.
Has tremendously long arms, too, Doug. He makes him play bigger than he is.
Chris Wilson, front court for Tillman. Now to Jones between the circles against King, who's checked back in. Down speed, down low to George Wilson in the paint, goes up strong, and he's fouled by Pichel, who's claiming for the jump ball. But instead, he draws the personal foul. First foul on Kevin Pichel. So George Wilson, who had 10 points and 14 rebounds against Fleming County, will be at the line. And he'll have a pair here. He's a 64% foul shooter, and the first is no good. Here's another substitution. Mike Griffith back in for Stevie Gaines. Dale Mabry has a revolving door at his bench leading to the scorer's table. Lots of players go in and out. Wilson's shot is good. 8-5. 3-point lead for PRP. And it's the Panthers' ball. Downing looks to get it in, and he does to Pichel. Pichel starts up across the time stripe. Little double team pressure on him near the midcourt line. He breaks that. Works to the right of the lane, pulls up and fires, in and out, back in again. So he has 4. 10-5 PRP. Chris Wilson to George Wilson in backcourt. George fires it up ahead to Jones, right side, fakes the three, now fires the three, way off that time, shot it long, and the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Tillman.
Jones took way too long then to go ahead and deliver the shot. He thought about it, and then decided, well, I'm open, I will shoot.
Downing trying to get it in, and is it a 5-second call?
I think timeout.
Yeah, they got the 20-second timeout called in the nick of time. Pleasure Ridge leading in the points after turnovers, 4-0.
There'll be very few trips in this game, too, that are not contested to full 94 feet by both teams.
Griffith in backcourt. He's being double-teamed. Bounces to Downing, still in backcourt. Blake gets it ahead to Morris. Matt works right side to Pichelle. Out to Morris, right of the circle. Let's go the three-pointer. It is in and out, no good. And George Wilson boards for Tillman. The Tornado, a chance to cut it down to 3 or maybe 2 with a three-point basket. Chauncey Kelly on the dribble, right side to Brett Jones. He fakes and is fouled. Nice pump fake by Jones that time. Got Griffith in the air. And Mike picks up his first foul. And that'll be the team's second.
Griffin got in early foul trouble in the game yesterday, and I know still had a very productive game, but minutes were cut short because of early foul trouble.
Pleasure Ridge playing man-to-man. Chris Wilson being guarded here by Matt Morris. Wilson to the right of the lane, stops and jumps, partially blocked by Downing. King up with a loose ball, ahead of the field to Pichelle. He goes up, missed the finger roll, but Downing follows it in.
There he is again. He just seems to be in the right spot at the right time, and that doesn't just happen by luck. It's because of his all-out hustle and court awareness.
Yeah, he did not assume that Pichelle was going to make the shot. He trailed the play, ran hard, and it paid off for him on a basket, and he got fouled.
And pretty oftentimes you see the guy stop at midcourt just to watch the play.
So, Downing off to a great start with 7 points. 13-5, PRP. Jones, left side of the lane for Tillman. Fadeaway jumper, no good. War for the rebound is won by King. Outlet pass to Pichelle. In the middle to King again. Lost control, picks it up, and puts it in. Pleasure Ridge Park is quick end-to-end. 15-5, 10-point lead for the Panthers. Front court on the left side, Kelly. Out front, Chris Wilson. Right side to Jones. Jones clears it out. Back down low it goes to Carruthers. Jarrett drives and scores. Carruthers now with 2. 15-7. Here's Pichelle right back in the lane. Running one-hander. Bouncing off the mark. Pichelle gets his own rebound. Puts it up. No good, but he's fouled by Wilson. George Wilson.
Carruthers just mistimed his jump. The ball took somewhat of a funny bounce on him, and he just really overjumped it.
George Wilson was Dennis the Menace's next-door neighbor. But the cut kind of just came to me. Here's Pichelle hitting the first free throw. Date myself with the television there, that's for sure. Pichelle will have another one here. He has 5 points, 16-7. Pleasure Ridge Park by 9. Keon Tutt is in the game for Pleasure Ridge Park as he checks in. Pichelle hits the second shot, and we have a timeout. And we'll be back in a moment after we hear this from the Lexington Herald-Leader and the Lexington Convention and Visitors Bureau on this, the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. Welcome back here to Rupp Arena. Doug Orme and Shelby County coach Curtis Turley bringing in the action as Tillman needs to get something working, down 10. Chris Wilson, nice pass to Carruthers. He drives and missed the shot, but they call him for the charge. And that's got Bill Chumbler taking his coat off on that one. He can't handle too much more of what he's seen so far. That's his second foul. Pleasure Ridge Park in command here, 17-7. It'll be PRP's ball. And Bobby Holt is coming into the game for Tillman. He checks in. Here's a long takeoff pass. Matt Morris ahead of the field. Leaps it for Griffith, and he scores.
And PRP's got things going exactly the way they want, not just because of the score either, but the tempo, and they've got them spread out all over the court. Here they go again.
Here's an interception on a bad pass by Jones. Mike Griffith, pull up left of the lane. Good off the window. And we're going to have a 20-second timeout called again by Tillman. And that's it for them. They've called 2 here in the first quarter of play.
Probably appreciate a couple of radio timeouts here before the quarter's over.
I'm afraid they're out, though, at this point. Here is Chris Wilson in backcourt, working up against Stevie Gaines. Leaves it for George Wilson. Back to Chris, down the right sideline. Little bumping there with Downing. Chris Wilson back out front to Chauncey Kelly. Kelly trying to get it down low. They throw it away again. Griffith deflecting it to McBroom. His long lead pass to Tutt. Tries to save it back in. He does, but it goes right to Carruthers. So Tillman gets out of that mess, but they're still down by 14. Chris Wilson bounce on the left sideline to Jones. Brett puts down a couple of dribbles. Now throws back out front to Wilson. George Wilson to Chris Wilson. Deep on the right side. Right wing it goes to Kelly. Chauncey puts it on the floor, drives to the hole, put it up and in, and he's fouled. Chauncey Kelly gets it down, and he draws the personal foul. It'll go against McBroom, and that'll be his first. Here's Dwayne King coming back, and Kevin Pichelle for Mike Griffith and Stevie Gaines. So Kelly, who's a 73% foul shooter on the season, will try to get Tillman a little closer. Free throw is good. 21-10. 11-point lead for Pleasure Ridge Park. First quarter, Downing. Bounce pass down right of the lane to King on the block. Got it stripped away, and Jones up with it. Right side to Kelly. Kelly, clear out front to Chris Wilson. Wilson looks at the bench. 50 seconds to go in the quarter. Chris puts down a couple of dribbles. 45 seconds to go now as he works long range. Right side to Kelly. Trying to go down low to George Wilson. Muscles it up and in.
That was a real strong move at the block then, and a basket that Tillman desperately needed.
21-12, 9-point lead. Touch to Downing and gives to Pichelle. 27 seconds left. Pichelle just dribbling near the center circle. And PRP apparently will go for one shot. Pichelle just dribbling out right at the center circle. 14 seconds. Left side to Touch. Touch just holding the ball under one arm. Now tosses back outside to Pichelle. 6 seconds left. Kevin to the top of the circle. Right side to McBroom. Stops and fakes. Goes up. Blocked by George Wilson. McBroom pulls it down, and that's the end of the quarter. So after one, Pleasure Ridge Park leading Paducah Tillman 21-12. Welcome back here to Rupp Arena. Second quarter action just about set to go. And Tillman's basketball. Chris Wilson dribbling the wrong way. He's double-teamed and started to go backwards and called a timeout. Tillman was not alert coming out for the second quarter there. And this, I think, will be a full timeout. We'll take a brief pause in the action, and we'll hear these messages from Kentucky Utilities and the United Parcel Service on the Kentucky. Back in. Tillman, after only 6 seconds, calls a timeout. Now they're in offensive court. And Brett Jones fires up a three. No good. Ball loose on the floor, and Downing comes up with it. And Blake quickly runs it over the stripe himself. Left side to McBroom. He takes it to the hole, dishes it off to Griffith. Can't score, but he's fouled. Nice penetration move by McBroom along the baseline. And Griffith on the payoff end draws the personal foul from George Wilson. And that'll be his second. Curtis Paducah Tillman comes out for the second quarter. They throw it in. The guy retreats on his dribble. He's double-teamed. 6 seconds go by. Timeout. And there's no organization there.
No, and I tell you, that definitely will drive a coach crazy, too, because somebody obviously didn't get set up to attack the press in the proper position. And then you got PRP. The thing that's so impressive about them is every one of their guys, whether they get the rebound or the outlet pass, have the capability of putting it on the floor and leading the break.
Griffith hits the first shot and misses the second. The war for the rebound is won by George Wilson. And you know Bill Chumbler had told his team, here's what we want to do to start the second quarter when they press us. And somebody just wasn't paying attention.
Exactly, and I think all coaches have been in that situation.
Chris Wilson drives and scores for Tillman. That makes it 22-14. And now quickly Pleasure Ridge the other way, but they turn it over. Jones comes up with a steal to Chris Wilson. Wilson down the lane, finger rolling up and in. Now the Tornadoes beginning to get it rolling. 22-16. Griffith front court on the left side. Out to McBroom. PRP can't afford to get careless here. Tillman is playing their zone here. It's like kind of a 1-3-1.
Right. And if they can get back and force them to attack the half-court defense, that's the Tillman's advantage. Of course, this is one of the few times that's happened in this first half.
Griffith misses a three from the left corner, and George Wilson with the rebound.
And I noticed on your pregame show comments with Coach Mabry, you know, he just plainly said that turnovers doesn't bother him. And if you watch him, he rarely flinches if they do commit a turnover.
Now he's going to flinch. Out. Jones with a three-pointer for Paducah Tillman from the right wing, and we've got a timeout here with 6:15 to play here in the first half. It's PRP 22, Tillman 19. Welcome back here, Rupp Arena, 22-19. Pleasure Ridge Park has seen their lead from 9 at the end of the first quarter cut down to 3 here. Here's an alley-oop. King to Griffith, and he jammed. Beautiful play right there. Nice timing.
Perfect.
Now Kelly beats the pressure, wheels inside. Nice pass to Crothers. He scores, and a foul. Foul against McBroom. So right back the other way. Jarrett Crothers scores and draws the personal against McBroom. That'll be his second. That makes it 24-21. So Jarrett Crothers will be at the foul line and try to complete the three-point play here. Has PRP gotten a little bit lax here, Curtis, or has Tillman just kind of turned it up a little bit, or a combination?
I think a combination. You know, again, I think Dick said maybe there or Tom that they tried to go to the home run a little too quick there a couple times after they'd gotten a big lead when they could have just come down and got a good shot off. And then Tillman's really playing with intensity right now.
Crothers missed the free throw. Wilson grabbed the offensive rebound, but then committed a charge when he tried to go to the basket, and he's not happy about it. That's his third foul, and he's going to have to leave for probably the rest of this half. George is upset. He did not think he charged that time. Stevie Gaines coming in.
And those block charge calls, and especially on those on a rebound where you're getting it and quickly going back up, most of them are situations where they could go either way.
It's a bang-bang type of call. Gaines replacing Dwayne King. Stevie has it now. Right side to Griffith. Fakes right, goes left to the right of the lane. And he's called, actually draws the foul. Started his aggressive move to the basket. And the foul against Tillman. Quimar Daniels has come in during the last time out as well for Tillman. Griffith will have a couple of free throws here, and the first is good. So now he has 8 points, 26 against Perry Central, 25-21. Mike Griffith, averaging 18 and a half per game. That one rattles and comes out of there, and Carruthers with a rebound. Gives to Chris Wilson, and the Tornado attacking from right to left, down by 4, 25-21. 5:25 to play in the second quarter. Chris Wilson on the dribble here against Pichelle. Down the right sideline to Jones, then he's called for steps and slipped on the floor. So it'll be PRP's ball. Downing inbounds to Pichelle. Pleasure Ridge Park's biggest lead has been 14 late in the first quarter. Bounce right sideline. This is Griffith. Out front to Gaines. Gaines cross-court pass, knocked away and deflected out of bounds by Tillman. Quimar Daniels.
And the turnover, they're not happy with it, but it did allow them to set their defense and prevented a run out by PRP. And at this point, I think Tillman, you know, if I was Coach Chumler, the way they started, you've got to be feeling really good about yourself right now, and at least the position you're in to close out the half here.
Tillman shooting 64%, PRP 53. Under 5 minutes to play now in the second quarter. As Pleasure Ridge Park attacks. Michelle between the circles. Looks for a little help. Now they go to Griffith. Left of the lane. Fade away. Banked it off the glass too strong. And Chauncey Kelly up with a rebound and quickly into the offensive end. Throws back out front to Wilson. Chris Wilson being guarded by Dwayne King. Out front they go to Daniels. Daniels had his pass deflected away. Stolen by King. Racing ahead of the field. Pichelle. And he can't save it back inbound. Pleasure Ridge Park always sends somebody right for the basket.
They do. Immediately when a shot goes up and
Somebody releases early.
Even though Tillman likes up-tempo and is very quick, too, I'm not so sure that it's not going to be to their advantage to abandon some of this full-court press and make it more of a half-court defensive game, because PRP very rarely has to play facing a half-court defense. All their offense comes off of the defense.
Quimar Daniels, right side of the circle. Out front to Crothers, left side to Chris Wilson. Now to Jones, his three straight away. Count it. Brett Jones now has 2 threes, 8 points in the game. And it's 25-24.
And Tillman is out of their press and back into the 1-3-1.
1-point lead for PRP. Looked really like Tillman was in a lot of trouble in this game, but they've come back. Left side to Griffith. Griffith at the left of the lane, out front to Pichelle. He fires up a three. In and out, no good. And Daniels rebounds for Tillman. The Tornado can grab the lead. Kelly, right side, cross court, left side to Jones. He walked. Or he stepped on the line. I think that's what he called. Jones stepped on the line. Matt Morris is in the game for Pleasure Ridge Park now, and Stevie Gaines is coming back in. He'll replace Pichelle. 25-24, 3:32 remaining in the first half. Gaines across the time stripe. Yo-yos the dribble with the right hand. Now to King. Deep on the right wing. Out front to Griffith. Griffith bounce pass inside to Downing. Goes up. Can't score. And Daniels has another rebound. Gives to Kelly. Kelly lobs it ahead to Crothers. Saves it in left side to Jones. Pops the three. Short. Gets his own rebound. Another three from the left corner. No good. And Griffith right to the iron. Grabs the rebound. Gives to Downing. Downing front court. Right side to King. King stops and fires. Partially blocked by Daniels. He's given the Tornado quite a lift. And now Crothers trying to find him on a long lead pass and knocked out of bounds by Griffith.
Into the game for Tillman, number 40, Bobby Holt.
Bobby Holt coming back in, replacing Jarek Carruthers for Tillman. Pichelle is back in, replacing King.
Carruthers did some nice things there in that run that Tillman had to come back and get back in the ball game.
Kelly inbounds to Chris Wilson. He jumps from the left of the circle. No good. War for the rebound. Is won by Griffith off the floor, and a foul against Tillman's Chris Wilson.
Frustration foul. He misses the shot and then over anxious to try to make up for it, reaches in unnecessarily 80 feet from the bucket.
2:44 left in the first half. 25-24. PRP has led right throughout. They're shooting 43%. Tillman shooting 56%. And Mike Griffith on the line. And the first is no good. So he will not get another one. The rebound pulled away there by Holt. Gives to Kelly. And the Tornado can grab the lead here. Right side to Jones for the three. It's good.
And if he gets on a roll now, as we saw him do yesterday, he'll hit 2 or 3 in a row.
He's made 3 here in the first half. 27-25. Tillman with their first lead. 27-25, 2:18. Left side, Pichelle. Pichelle out to Gaines. Gaines passed into the corner to Griffith, off his hand and out of bounds.
And again, PRP doesn't appear to like having to sit up against that half-court defense.
Tillman, give him a lot of credit. They were down.
And again, PRP doesn't appear to like having to sit up against that half-court defense.
Tillman, give him a lot of credit. They were down 21-12 after the first quarter, trailed by 14 in the first period, and now we've got a foul in the backcourt against Gaines.
As a coach, you like to have a big lead at any point in the game, whether it's early, preferably late, but you always like those early leads. But it seems like so oftentimes that a team that gets that big early lead loses their intensity somewhat. The other team, obviously, in this situation, is not going to back down, not going to give up, and they get right back in the game.
King comes back in, replacing Gaines for PRP. And here comes Tillman again. Kelly attacks the press and lost the dribble. Downing comes up with it. Gives to Pichelle. Pichelle, front court, down the right of the lane, in traffic, and he's called for a charge. Tillman does a good job of closing down that lane to the basket, And Pichelle just kind of lowered his shoulder and picked up his second foul.
You're exactly right, Doug. And Tillman as you said, did a good job there. I think it was a proper call and good defensive play. I think Downing hurt his back. I don't know if he pulled a muscle or if he took an elbow, a shot to the ribs, but he's going out of the ball game.
He's going to sit down, and the trainer's going to come take a look at him. Chris Wilson throws it up ahead to Kelly across the time stripe. Left side, they go with it to Holt. Little six-footer on the baseline, no good. Rebound slapped outside, and up with it is Griffith. Griffith is 1-on-2. Griffith down the lane. Circus shot up and in. Oh, my. Mike Griffith, cutting from left to right, just kind of threw it up with the right hand, and down the well it went. 27 all with 1:27 to go. First half, and the ball knocked away from Jones, and he touched it last. It'll come back to PRP.
It looked like Griffin passed up an opportunity to put up a pretty easy shot, and then, as you said, made the difficult or circus shot.
He looked like Houdini there. 27 all. Got himself in trouble and able to walk the tightrope and get out of it by putting it in the basket. 1:20 to go in the half. 27-27. Pleasure Ridge Park, Paducah Tillman. The winner gets defending state champ Scott County in the first semifinal game tomorrow morning. On the dribble near the left hash mark. 1:06 to go. Pichelle still working. Gives now to Griffith on the right side, being watched by Daniels. Back out to Pichelle. Foul line jumper in the air and off the mark. Rebound Griffith. Back up no. King tips no. War for the rebound is won by Tillman. Kelly, front court right side to a driving Holt, and he fouled. Nice transition game there by Tillman.
There's one thing about it, too. Both teams, when they go to the basket, when they do draw the foul, they definitely know they've been fouled.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of love lost here at this point. Game's been cleanly played, but both teams have played very hard.
Right. And, of course, that's one thing we tell our players, don't be vicious or dirty, but if you're in a situation where you have to foul to try to prevent the shot, make them shoot 3 times to get 2. Don't commit that little baby foul, tap on the wrist, and allow them to get the three-point play.
Free throw attempt by Holt is no good. The foul was against King. And Downing coming back in. He was just momentarily shaken up, I guess, and McBroom sits down. So Holt will try again here. He lets it go, and it is short. Rebound King. Gets it to Pichelle. Tillman now just 2 of 6 from the foul line. 38 seconds to play, first half.
And they've shot exceptionally well from the field under heavy pressure.
55%. And they're 3 of 8 from the three-point line. So Pleasure Ridge will go for one shot here. 25 seconds. Griffith just holding on to the ball. Out in backcourt here on this near side. 15 seconds. Both teams resting here at this point. Downing calls for it down low, but Griffith's not going to throw that pass. Out to Pichelle. Pichelle with 5 seconds. Now down low to Downing. Turns, and his shot blocked. Beautiful block by Bobby Holt. And he knocks it out of bounds. Holt is 6'5" and a junior. And he erased that shot. 2.9 seconds left. Pichelle looking to get it in. Still looks. Comes out with it to Downing. Downing to Griffith for a 3. Blocked again by Holt. Yep. And that ends the first half. Boy, what a sequence by Bobby Holt to end the half. 2 blocked shots in the final 2.9 seconds. We are even at 27. Pleasure Ridge Park and Tillman. And we'll return with our halftime festivities on the Kentucky Utility.
And it's just so hard to adjust in a one-game situation.
All right, let's see what happens. Play underway, second half. Kevin Pichelle, left side to Mike Griffith. Griffith out front to Pichelle. Right side, they go to King. Here's the alley-oop, and there's Griffith again for the basket. That's twice they've made that work.
And then both times after a timeout or dead ball situation, so you've got to be prepared for that.
29-27. Carruthers into the front court. PRP coming out more aggressively here defensively. Kelly nearly had it stripped away. Right side, they go to Jones. Jones fakes, goes up from inside the three-point line and nails it.
Nice pump fake, nice pull-up jump shot.
29 all. Pichelle right back the other way for PRP.
And Tillman's in there 1-3-1.
Downing On the dribble, bounce right side to King. Back out front to Downing. Left side they go to Griffith. Puts it on the floor, left of the lane, hangs in the air, and he charged. Mike gets out of control a tad when he starts that move to the basket. That's his second foul.
When he makes his mind up to go, though, he's definitely going. He's going hard.
Got some NCAA scores at the half. Southwest Missouri is leading Wisconsin 21-12. Now there's an offensive fireworks there. People paid good money to see that. Here is Chris Wilson driving into the paint, missed the shot. Rebound fought for. King comes down with it. King 1-on-2. He's trying to split the two, and he does, and can't score, but draws the foul. So Dwayne King showing great ability there as he picks up the personal foul.
Again, it's a display of where that any of the 5 players they have on the floor, they get a defensive rebound, they turn, they can go with it coast to coast, and that really creates problems for your defense.
King will be on the line, and he'll have a pair. He has 4 points, and that one way short. Other NCAA scores just starting the second half. Temple leading Kent 31-27. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Arizona is leading Oklahoma 20-18. Free throw by King, bouncing off of there, and Jones up with it. Cross courts it right side to Kelly. In the middle it goes to Crothers. Right to the goal he goes, and a foul. He scores, and a block against McBroom.
There was a well-executed fast break on Tillman's part in, and a key to it was Brett Jones going ahead, throwing the ball ahead quickly, getting rid of it, allowing the play to develop.
So going to the line, Carruthers. He has 6 points now. One other score, Miami of Ohio leads Washington at the half, 29-26 in the NCAA tournament. So we'll have Carruthers on the line. And the free throw is good. 32-29. Quickly, PRP working from left to right. Griffith starts up again inside, and had it stripped away again. And Tillman down with a loose ball. Chris Wilson dribbling out front for the Tornado. Right side to George Wilson. George right of the lane, backs his man down, hangs in the air, put it up, Claxton. Good. Wilson with 5. Pleasure Ridge the other way. And the shot missed by King, but a rebound to Griffith. Out it goes to Downing. Left side to Griffith. 34-29.
And George Wilson's the only player playing with any foul trouble to speak of.
Here's Kevin Fischel driving inside, and he draws the personal against Tillman. Maybe on Carruthers. He was there. Nope. It's going to be somebody else. It's going to be on Chris Wilson. So that'll be his second. And Fischel will be on the line. 34-29. The free throw up, and no good. Tillman with the 5-point lead. Here comes Keon Tuddian replacing Mike Griffith. Next shot by Fischel, good. So he has 7. 34-30. Tillman with a 4-point lead. Chris Wilson gets it down to Chauncey Kelly, front court. Right side of the lane to George Wilson. Underneath, scoop shot is good.
That was a great move.
He has 7 now, 36-30 in favor of Tillman. And now a reach-in foul from behind on Chauncey Kelly on Kevin Fischel. That'll be his first foul. So we go to the free throw line. Well, we do not go. It's not a shooting foul, so we'll have Downing to inbound. Gets it now to Fischel. 5:40 to go. Third quarter, 36-30. Tillman by 6. 5:35 to play. Left side, this is Mike Griffith. Griffith up top to Downing. Right side of the circle to King. Fakes the shot. Right corner to McBroom. Down low to Griffith. Wheels inside from right to left and scores off the glass. Pretty shot. He has 14 now. Quickly Tillman the other way. Jones front court on the right side. Out front to George Wilson. Wilson right side to Jones. Jones working long range. Dribbles into the right corner. Griffith all over it. Jones back toward the hash mark. Now up top to George Wilson. Slides to the right of the lane. Cross court. Out front now to Chris Wilson rather. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. 36-32 Tillman. Right side to George Wilson. Backdoor cut to Chris Wilson. The pass is good. The shot is blocked. And Mike Griffith heads the other way. Right side he goes to a driving King. He can't score. But a foul against Tillman. And that'll go against Jarrett Brothers. And that'll be his third. Let's take 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. Wayne King on the line for PRP, and the shot is good. So now he has 5 points. 36-33. Tillman leading Pleasure Ridge.
First 3 minutes of this quarter, Doug, I really think that the tempo's in Tillman's favor.
They've got the pace of this game turned around, that's for sure. Next shot, no good. Rebound to Crothers. 4:45 left. Third period as Kelly comes to the offensive end. His pass inside is knocked away. Downing high in the air, grabs it. And a foul against Tillman. That may be on George Wilson, and if it is, that's his fourth. And Bill Chumbler's going to have to go to his bench and get Quimar Daniels.
That's a big, big foul because Wilson was playing exceptional here the first few minutes of the second half.
He has 7 points. And for the day, one of the top rebounders as well for the Tornado. Here's a 3 by Dwayne King from the right of the circle. It is in and out. Rebound slapped outside to Griffith. He works back down along the left side of the lane, goes up and scores. Pretty move off the glass. Griffith with 6 points in this quarter, and he has got PRP back to win one now at 36-35. Chris Wilson to Chauncey Kelly. Bounce pass on the left side. Holt goes up and scores. Or rather, correction, that is Carruthers, who has 9. 38-35. 3-point lead. King again will shoot a 3 from the right side. Again, it's long. Rebound slapped outside, and up with it, Chris Wilson. Here comes Tillman. Wilson behind the back dribble down the left side of the lane. He's fouled by King. That's his second foul. And Kevin Fischel will be coming back in a moment for PRP. Dale Mabry is looking to find an answer, a combination here that's going to get his team to the front. Gaines will sit down. We'll have an inbounds play here. Chris Wilson lobbing it in to Jones up top. Jones on the move. Works to the right of the circle. Now gives it to Chris Wilson. Wilson being guarded by Mike Griffith. 3:40 left in the third period. Chris Wilson still against Griffith here. Ball knocked away, and Griffith is up with it. Right to the right of the lane. Goes up in traffic. Can't score, but Jones draws the foul.
Griffith, he's so strong and also so quick, Doug. I mean, very seldom, I think, you see in high school a guy that's got that power and that strength plus the quickness.
East Tennessee State will be happy to have him. He'll have a couple of shots here. He's 2 out of 5 from the free throw line. Had 26 the other night, and he has 16 today. And the shot is good. So it's 38-36. The largest lead in this game was 14, held by PRP way back in the first quarter with 1:56 to play. The next shot good by Griffith, so he cuts the lead down to 1. 3.5 minutes to play, third quarter. Chris Wilson across the time stripe. Angling to the left, Griffith after him. Downing comes out to trap on him. They give it up now to Daniels. Daniels guarded by McBroom. Out front. Now this is Chris Wilson being watched by Griffith. Daniels goes by him, Wilson goes by him. The shot is blocked. Saved back in, but McBroom could not knock it back in time.
They were trying to spread the floor there and let Wilson go one-on-one through the hole that particular trip for Paducah Tillman.
Chauncey Kelly will inbound. Baseline right side, lobs it way out front to Chris Wilson. 3:05 remaining. 38-37, Tillman by 1. Wilson against Griffith. Here's the clear out again. And a little bumping, and Griffith fouled him. That'll be his third. And the fourth on the team. Matt Morris gets up off the Panthers bench. He'll come back in, replacing Griffith. So we'll have Chauncey Kelly to inbound just down the way from us here. He looks, comes in with it to Jones. Jones to Chris Wilson, way out to the left of the center circle. 2:50 left here. Wilson working at long range. On the dribble with the left hand. Now moves back between the circles again. Angling off to the left side this time. Near the hash mark in front of his own bench. Throws out front to Chauncey Kelly. Now he drives into the paint to the dotted line. Dumps it off to Carruthers. He missed the shot. Tip's no good. Carruthers had it again, and he's fouled.
I believe Downing's going to draw the foul.
Downing, if it is, that'll be his first foul.
I don't see how Kelly was able to get the pass off inside on the drive.
2:31 remaining, 38-37. We'll be back in a moment after this from Kentucky Utilities and the Kentucky Cabinet for Natural Resources. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. 38-37. The lead is 1 for Paducah Tillman, and they've got the ball. Chris Wilson down the left side to Chauncey Kelly. Kelly on the move. Out front to Wilson. Both teams deliberate here as now Jones drives to the basket, goes up, misses the shot. Rebound fought for. Daniels has it. He misses, and King pulls it off for PRP. King gives to Pichelle, and the Panthers trying to get the lead back here. We've had 2 ties and 3 lead changes in the game. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Pichelle on the dribble with 1:55.
And Tillman content to stay in their half-court 1-3-1.
King at the top of the circle, left side to Morris, down in the corner, left side to McBroom. Cross-court pass out to King, drives to the hole, finger rolls it up and in. King with 7, 39-38, Pleasure Ridge Park now by 1.
I'm sure Tillman would like to free up Jones for a possible look at the basket for a 3 because it's been a while since he's had a clean look at the basket.
Wilson gets it out to Carruthers, left side to Kelly. Kelly up top now to Jones. Jones right side to Chris Wilson at the three-point line. 1:13 they'll go. Third quarter, 39-38, Pleasure Ridge. Now Daniels comes out to relieve some of the pressure, gives it up to Carruthers. Left side to Chris Wilson. His 3 is off the mark. Rebound to Daniels. Clears it out now to Jones. Jones drives, and Brett missed the shot. And what do we have? A foul against McBroom of Pleasure Ridge Park. Dale Mabry is kind of whacking himself in the back of the head there. He's wanting the charge. He's not going to get that call. Yep, Downing with the call. McBroom was on the deck, but Downing gets the foul call.
That's just Downing's second, right?
Right. So at the line is Brett Jones, who has 13 points. He had 3 three-pointers in the second quarter.
And for a sophomore, he really went to the basket very strong then and with a lot of determination.
39 all as he hits the front end. Griffith back replacing King. Holt in replacing Carruthers for Tillman.
And Holt ended the first half there with a couple of exciting blocks to keep PRP from getting an easy basket inside.
And Jones hits the second shot. Here comes another substitution in for Tillman. Quentin Smith coming in. First time he's played this afternoon. 40-39, 1-point lead for Tillman now. With 50 seconds to play. Pichelle over the time stripe. Gives it up now to Downing. Downing right side to Pichelle. Pichelle out front to Downing. Left side to Morris. Down in the corner to McBroom. Posting up Griffith. They take it away from him, but a foul call. So, Tillman with the personal. 39 seconds remaining. Kelly with the personal. That's his second. At the end of the game, we'll announce the winner of the Kentucky National Guard Guard of the Game Award. The Kentucky National Guard will honor the outstanding guard of each game in the boys' Sweet 16. So Mike Griffith back at the free throw line where he's made 4 out of 7. Tillman shooting at 52%, PRP 43. Both teams 56% from the line. Pleasure Ridge Park has not made a three today. They're 0 for 7. Griffith misses the free throw. And the rebound volleyballed around out to Pichelle. So, Pleasure Ridge Park sets it up again. 30 seconds now. 40 to 39, Tillman. Still by 1.
And those opportunities there to block out at the free throw line when you're at the defensive position and you fail to come up with it and give that team that second chance will really hurt you. In the game last night, Ballard, that was key for them there when they come up with, I think, 3 offensive free throw rebounds late in the game.
Here's Griffith starting his move down the lane, running one-hander, glass and rim, no good. Tipped up, no good. McBroom, stick back, he got it. Jeremy McBroom, his first basket of the day, and he gives Pleasure Ridge Park a 1-point lead, 41-40. Back with the final quarter in a moment. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. Along with Curtis Turley, the Shelby County boys basketball coach, this is Doug Orme. And glad that you're with us here for the Sweet 16 from Rupp Arena. Earlier today, defending state champ Scott County eliminated Madison Central, so they're into the semifinals, and they'll play the winner of this game. Jarek Carruthers up top for Tillman. Slides it down there to Jones from the left side. He's fouled from behind.
That was a really nice pass, too, from Carruthers to Jones on the baseline.
With Jones working inside, able to go to the free throw line. Downing picks up his third foul. And Jones, once again, making his presence felt. He has 15 points. And he'll have 2 opportunities here, and the first is good. He's an 85% foul shooter. You can book him just about when he goes to the line.
He has excellent mechanics, excellent form, as you would expect for somebody shooting that type of percentage.
He hits the second one. 42-41, 1-point lead for Tillman. 7 lead changes now in the game. Downing, working at long range, hands to King, sideline right. 7.5 to play. Downing, down the left side to Pichelle. Pichelle, look, down low, nobody home, out to Downing, and now to King. They swing it right side to Griffith. At the three-point line, he lets it fly. No good, tipped up good by Pichelle. Pichelle with 9, and it's 43-42. PRP out in front. There's our 8th lead change. 7:10 to play. Chris Wilson on the dribble for Tillman. Off on the left side to Kelly against Downing. Kelly clears it out front to George Wilson. Griffith after him. Now to Chris Wilson on the near side. Being guarded by McBroom. Bounce pass right side. They go to George Wilson. He drives the baseline. Hangs in the air. Puts it up no good. Followed up inside by Carruthers. He couldn't get it to go. And PRP comes away with a rebound. Pichelle pushes it over the time stripe and gives to Downing. 6:40 left. 43-42. PRP by 1. Downing just holding onto the ball as Tillman sits in that 1-3-1 zone. Now Kelly comes out to put a little pressure on the ball. Downing lobs it over to King. And back to Downing. Down the right side to Pichelle. Pichelle looking inside. Nobody home there. Out to Downing. Griffith flashing to the foul line. He can't get open. Now McBroom in the left corner. Up top to Downing. Fakes the 3. Goes into the foul circle. Right of the ski now Pichelle. And now he backs it out of there. 6:05, 6:04 as we wind down here.
And PRP's hoping to spread the floor a little bit, at least to spread their zone, because they're having trouble scoring against Tillman when they do have their zone set.
King out to McBroom, left side, bounce pass in the paint to Griffith, fade away, left side, good. Griffith, big second half. He's got 8 points in this half, and 20 for the game, and a timeout being called for by Tillman. They trail 45-42. We'll be back after we hear these messages from Kentucky Utilities and the Kentucky National Guard. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. 5 minutes, 44 seconds remaining. Tillman in possession. They're down by 3, 45-42. George Wilson on the foul line, extended right, on the move, on the dribble, gives it back out front to Jarek Carruthers. Carruthers to Chris Wilson, out in backcourt left side. Bill Chumpler up. He's actually out on the court.
Right.
A step or two, shouting instructions to his team. Chris Wilson now drives baseline right side, stops, jumps, goes back out instead to Kelly. Got rid of it in time, and now Wilson comes back to take it at the midcourt strike. Tillman looking to set up against this defense here of Pleasure Ridge Park. They're playing straight up man-to-man. Here's Jones with a three, but it's no good, and Downing collects yet another rebound. That's his fourth of the game. Gives to Pichelle. Front court. 4:50 left. PRP leading by 3.
And now with the three-point lead, they're going to probably try to force Tillman to play him some man-to-man, and there they turn it over.
Almost.
He steps out of bounds.
Almost. Kelly nearly got it, and Coach Chumpler upset about something. I think
he didn't think he was out of bounds, I don't think.
He's close to getting a technical there because he's got his hands up to around his eyes, inferring that the official does not see very well. I think the officials have shown pretty good restraint here, too.
They have, and that was good there, too, in this situation because there's so much pressure on you and you're so intense in the game. The official did an excellent job of just ignoring him, going on, calling the game.
McBroom deep in the right corner, out to King, up top to Griffith. Griffith bounce pass inside, bad pass. Intercepted by Tillman. Carruthers ahead to Kelly, taken away by King. But a foul against Dwayne King. King made the steal, had to foul to do it, though. And with 4:21 left, we'll have Kelly going to the line. That's the 8th foul against Pleasure Ridge. Kelly has 3 points today. Pretty soon we'll have to start coming up with a National Guard of the game and Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance player of the game. Kelly misses the first shot. Mike Griffith might win both honors.
Hey, it wouldn't be a bad decision if you went that route, but if they hang on and win. Here you have both teams in the bonus now, shooting at least the bonus the rest of the way.
Kelly hits the shot, the second one, 45-43. PRP has only 4 assists in this game. 45-43, Downing into the left corner to Griffith. They double up on him. Bounces it out to Downing. He nearly bounced it out of bounds. Bounce pass underneath McBroom. Missed the shot. And a foul off the rebound. McBroom had the layup and then fouled after the missed shot.
I think the reason for those only 4 assists, too, is because PRP has gotten most of their buckets on transition where that they've made a couple of passes, kicked it ahead, and then the guy has to make a move at the end to break the score. And they have not done very well scoring against the half-court defense today.
Matt Morris will come back in a moment for McBroom, and George Wilson will have the 1-and-1 here for Tillman.
The second reason would be, too, Doug, they've scored on several second-chance points today. How many total do they have? 18, I think?
Yes.
And so a lot of those are the offensive rebound stick-back scoring.
18-2, Big Edge, free throw miss. And up with it is Downing. Gets it now to Griffith. Spike down the left side. Backs it out of there to Downing. Blake finds Pichelle deep on the right side. Coach Dale Mabry jumping up and down, wanting Morris to do something or another here in this offensive set. Now they go to Griffith. He drives down the left of the lane. Can't get the shot to go. George Wilson with a rebound, and he gives to Chris Wilson. Wilson up ahead. It goes to Carruthers, and he lays it in.
Excellent pass. I hated to interrupt you there, Doug. I just got excited because that was a great pass by Wilson.
Coaches always appreciate good play. 45-45. We are tied once again, the 5th time today. 3:20 left. Morris down the left side to Griffith. Griffith out to Morris. Morris to King. Right side to Pichelle. Pichelle out of King up top. Left side to Morris. Down in the left corner to Downing. They double up on him. Out to Morris. His pass knocked away. Stolen by Kelly. Spins around King. Lays it up and in. And Tillman has the lead. 47-45. 2:55 left. Paducah Tillman trying to get to the semifinals. Now here's Pichelle working. Kevin into the paint he goes, all the way in, and he scores. Wow. Terrific move by Pichelle, kind of shake and fake, and he got it to the glass and laid it in.
It was really an unbelievable move. It was 1-on-5. He had to go by 3 of them and then score between the other 2 remaining players.
47 all, 2:28 left in the ball game. Chris Wilson out front now. They give to Chauncey Kelly. 2:20 remaining. Kelly on the dribble, right side to Chris Wilson. Wilson gives out front to George Wilson. Left side to Kelly. Foul line extended left. Now Chris Wilson comes out near the center circle to take it. 2:07 remaining. Long time to hold it here. George Wilson to Jarek Brothers, protecting the ball, holding it away from Griffith. Gives to Chris Wilson, 1:55. We wind down here. We've not had an overtime game yet in this Sweet 16. We could have one here. We'll see. Chris Wilson to George Wilson, left side to Kelly. Kelly foul line extended left in front of the Tornado bench. Lob it right side to Chris Wilson. Starts his move into the paint, and he's fouled by Fischel.
Well, I don't think, again, it was a situation where Tillman really wanted to just hold the ball, but they were calling some special sets. They weren't able to get the basketball to the player that they wanted to out of that set, and they kept resetting or restarting. And Coach Tillman called 3 different plays. They weren't able to execute any of them, get the ball to the right person, so they were able to draw the foul on the dribble.
We've got a timeout called here with 1:39 to play in the ball game. And we'll be back after we hear these messages from your local stations. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16. Chris Wilson back at the free throw line here for Paducah Tillman. He'll have a couple of shots. And the first is no good. He is a 60% foul shooter. That was his first attempt today. Paducah Tillman, the last time they advanced as far as the semifinals, 1953. They went to the championship game that year and lost to Lafayette. Free throw good by Wilson. They've got the lead now, though, 48-47. Fischel front court on the dribble for Pleasure Ridge. A minute and a half to go. Tillman by 1. 48-47. Fischel, 1 foot into the foul circle. Now backs it out of there. Shakes and fakes. Spin dribble. Can't go. Now finds King. Dwayne looking. Fires it off now to Fischel. Right side with a minute 18. Now to Griffith. Griffith puts it on the floor. Dribbles to the right of the lane. Goes up and can't score, but is fouled with a minute 14. Mike Griffith continuing to make things happen. At the end of the game, we'll present the Cosair Children's Hospital play of the game. Here a replay of a key play. Sponsored by Cosair Children's Hospital. Kids are different. We treat them that way at the region's only freestanding hospital just for kids. Mike Griffith, who's made 4 of 8 today. He's a 67.8% shooter for the year. And the first is in there. A lot of iron, but he got it to go. Griffith, 21 points today, following up his 26-point effort last night against Perry Central. 48 all. This to give the Panthers the lead. He got it. 49-48. Tillman down 1 with a minute 11 to play.
It's certainly been an excellent ball game, and you can see by the people that are left in the stands, a lot of them have hung on.
Chris Wilson deep at the three-point line. Now to Jones. Fakes the 3. Now drives to the left of the lane. Stolen away by Griffith. Bounce pass ahead of the field. Fischel lost it. Throws it back over his head to Griffith. But Fischel is called for being out of bounds. Couldn't quite save it in time. And Paducah Tillman wants a timeout. 54 seconds to play. We'll take a break. We'll hear this from the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Lexington Convention and Visitors Bureau. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. Here we go. 50 seconds left. PRP leading 49-48. Tillman with the ball. Wilson straight in. Watched by Fischel. Now angles to the right. Still long range. Looking to go down low to George Wilson. Can't. Out to Jones and now to Chris Wilson. 35 seconds left. 49-48 Pleasure Ridge Park. Chris Wilson on the dribble against Fischel. Works to the right of the lane. Pass out to Jones. Nearly lost it. Regains. Clears it out to Chris Wilson right side. 22 seconds. Wilson against Fischel. Drives, puts it up and in. Chris Wilson gives Tillman the lead. 50-49. Now Fischel working. Down the right of the lane. Hangs in the air. Puts it up. Blast and rim. No good. Rebound slapped outside. Retrieved by Kelly. Kelly now to Jones. 4 seconds left. Jones just trying to dribble it out. And that's it. Or do they say a foul with 2/10 of a second left? Well, Paducah Tillman looks like they're going to hang on. They lead it 50-49. They call the foul with 2/10 of a second left against Pleasure Ridge Park.
And it's probably the best free throw shooter on the floor going to the free throw line.
Jones will go to the line. That play by Chris Wilson makes him our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance Player of the Game. And Mike Griffith probably will still be our guard of the game here at this point. Chris Wilson with the basket that gave Tillman the lead. And that Tillman bench is rocking and rolling now. Jones at the free throw line, hits the first shot. 51-49, 2-point lead. Next shot by Jones, it's good. 52-49, 3/10 of a second left. And now, if you've got any tricks, boy, you better use them. And Dale Mabry is mad at the official. Here comes the home run pass. Downing into Pichelle. It's batted away by Chris Wilson. And it's all over. Paducah Tillman knocks off Pleasure